Boys, this is the second review in one day, and I'm doing this for a weird reason. So, at the end of the Hades video, I showed a box for this MM720, and when I bought this, I literally just bought this thing because it was on sale. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, the shape really never interested me. I've seen some people mention it on the mouse review Reddit and stuff, and mention they like it. It almost seemed like it had like a small cult following of it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy it. There was one on sale for literally like $26 or something like that. It's normally like 40 or 50. So I bought this glossy white one, which I'm just gonna say I hate glossy mice. So I actually literally went and ordered the matte black one after this. So I'm gonna get that here in a few days. But I'll get into more on that later. But anyways. So yeah, long story short, I get this mouse after I'm doing that Hades review, and I'm like, okay, let me pull this thing out and do some aim lab, some Kovacs testing, that sort of thing. So first off, immediately I put my hand on this mouse, and I was like, God dang, that might be the most straight up comfortable mouse, even though it's like an awkward shape, kind of. I was like, this might be the straight up most comfortable mouse I've ever used in my entire life. It just like is molded to your hand almost. If you have like a smaller-ish hand, if you had a really big hand, it might not work for you. But so anyways, I'm using this mouse and I'm like, okay, there's a lot of mice I've felt very comfortable with, but I can't aim that great with them. Like I can still aim with them, but I can't like, it's not like top tier. So I warmed up a little bit and then started doing some Kovacs and some different stuff. And pretty immediately I was like, at my upper echelon of like what I normally score. And I was like, okay, this is weird. I was like, I don't think I should be playing that well with this mouse. So I switched back and forth between that and my Final Mouse Starlight 12. And I was like, okay, same results. And I was actually on average scoring better with the Cooler Master 720 than I was with the Starlight, which is really hurting me because I spent $350 on that mouse. But well, that's whatever. So I'm like, no. My heart is telling me that this can't be. This is not better than this $350 mouse, which it's all opinion. It's not. I'm literally just speechless. I might actually aim straight up better with this weird mouse than I do with the final mouse over here. It's literally, I'm just dumbfounded, and that's why I'm doing this review right now. So we'll switch over to here. Dude, this mouse is a straight up anomaly. Like I said, I'm literally speechless. Like, I'm aiming so incredibly well with this mouse, it's actually freaking me out. So I got this mouse, like I said, put my hand on it pretty immediately. I was like, okay, that's literally ridiculously comfortable. It really just kind of sets your fingers in place for you in like just such an extremely comfortable way. And usually I know a lot of people will like to spout out comfort equals performance, but not always. Like, to be honest, the Viper Mini was never that comfortable to me, but I always aimed really well with it. The Starlight isn't that comfortable for me. Like if I'm just browsing or something like that, I don't want to use the Starlight. But I aim really well with it. And this, on the other hand, is like, for me, obviously, look, guys, hand shape is going to be different for everybody. Some people might love this mouse. Some people will think it's garbage. So, but honestly, like, I'm really excited to get the matte version because, dude, I can't do glossy. Like, it just makes my hands start sweating. It's a weird, badly grippy feel. Like, it just feels like, I don't know. Don't like it whatsoever. But that being said, the shape of this mouse, for me, has been great. Like, I don't know how else to say it, but it really just fits my hand. I'm, like, struggling right now with the fact that I have a $400, at least nearly what I paid for it, mouse sitting next to it that I might not aim as well with. Because the final mouse, I'm not sure if it's because of the weight or whatever, it took me a bit of an adjustment period. This had almost no adjustment period. So get into it a little bit. That doesn't mean this mouse isn't without flaw. So we'll get right into it. I mean, as you guys can see the shape. it's one of the few small mouse that has like this either ring finger or pinky finger, depending on how you grip your mouse rest. It's for me, it's the ring finger. So I grip it like this. So this mouse is actually listed as a claw grip mouse, but I still fingertip it, and it works completely fine to fingertip it, and I can see how you could claw it as well. So this mouse for me, it fits my hand great, and it also has this nice little groove here for where your thumb to sit, which I also really like. Well, like I said, this mouse is not without flaw. First things first, the buttons just do not feel good. Let me see if I can get... Oh, shoot, it's on the bungee. It's on the bungee. Can you guys hear that? Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to watch the video back. The buttons... Well, they're not great. I mean, they're not awful. They're also just not great. I would put them very middle of the road. They're some form of Cooler Master's optical switches, and they literally feel probably worse than the Razer ones. So definitely not great there. The feet as well. These feet are extremely jagged on the edges. They're just very pointed. Like, I'm trying to see if I can get this. They're just very pointed, and they seem to catch. This is an Aqua Control Plus. They seem to just catch. I don't know why, but it's like a very rough experience. I think I'm going to order some like Tiger Arcs or something like that for this. And then like I said, the glossy coating for me is just a no-go. I mean, that's going to be different for everybody. A lot of people love the white Zowies and stuff like that. So this is very similar to that, but I just do not do glossy coating. And then let's get on to the good. The side buttons, as you can hear me kind of, maybe, let me angle this down a little bit. Good side buttons. They do have a little pre-travel or post-travel, I would say, but they still feel pretty good. And then the cord. While it does come bundled up, and as you can see, mine is like still tangled. I gotta untangle it. I gotta unplug it and like leave it stretched out for a day or something like that. This is a very good stock mouse cable. Like, I mean, for a mouse that, no, it's not the quality of my, custom paracord over here, but it also is much better than most mice. I would say that this is like right up there with, what's another good mouse that had a good stock cable? My XM1R probably had a really good stock cable. Zeiss Rail has a very good stock cable. I haven't used the new Zowie ones, but people said those are pretty good. I mean, this is like, as far as just pure feeling, once this like kinks out, it's very good for, I literally paid like $26 for this mouse. It's on Amazon right now. So at the time of this video, at least. And I think the black matte one I paid $30 for. So very cheap, extremely cheap. Other than that, yeah, I mean, other than the mouse feet, which are very scratchy stock, which so after I got this mouse, we'll say, I went and looked at some other reviews people had done of this, because I was like, something's weird. Like this mouse feels way better than it should. And a lot of people kind of echoed that sentiment. They're like, it's a very good, very comfortable mouse. And I think for this price, if you are a claw or fingertip gripper, then, I mean, it's like, you need to try it. Like, you do. I sound like a Cooler Master like shill right now or something like that, but it's like, it just feels oddly satisfying and good. The mouse wheel isn't great. It has very undefined steps. Like, it's just very, I mean, once again, that's preference, but I like at least like a little tactility, and it just has very little. Like, it's just, you can barely feel it. It just isn't a great feeling mouse wheel. But yeah, I mean, I really think that this, if you're looking for a cheaper fingertip or claw grip mouse, even not, dude. Like, I mean, like I said, I have a literal $300 something mouse sitting right next to me, aftermarket, which you might as well call the MSRP now, because you're literally never going to find one for MSRP at this point. And I mean, I aim just as well with this mouse as I do that one. And I've always been more towards that kind of shape anyways. Like the FK2 was like my old school mouse that I played really great with. Yeah, all in all, guys, I would say this is definitely worth giving a shot. I mean, for especially for how cheap it is. It's just like, you know, like, okay, I'd love to try the M2K. Like, I'd absolutely love to try it. But I'm not spending $350 to try the M2K. Like, I bought the final mouse for that because I knew that was essentially a shape I would like. And even though I do have tried the HSK, which is very similar to it, the HSK cost me like $100. So, you know, there's a big difference between, okay, like, dude, my wife does not need to see any more mice showing up at our house because she's going to lose her mind. But, you know, if I'm spending already a few $100 a month on mice, when I start spending $1,000 a month on mice is when my wife is really going to be pissed and cut me off. So either way, if I can stick to these cheap mice, that'd be great for all of us. All in all, boys, it's been great. Give this mouse a shot. I'm telling you, it's weirdly satisfying. Give this mouse a shot. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/SpillyFTW. I'll probably be playing with this mouse tonight, playing some Warzone. And then, yeah, drop a sub down below if you're not already. I never check the stuff that shows how many people are subbed or not. I don't get enough views to really consider it. But, yeah, guys, if you like the video, drop a sub and a like on the video. It definitely helps that, algorithm, So, as always, boys, it has been Spilly. Catch you on Warzone tonight, maybe. We'll see. Take it easy.